Welcome to the Command Center. Today, we're diving straight into a real cyber fraud experience. Now, I want to be clear right off the bat. I'm sharing this not for sympathy, but to completely decode the exact mechanics of a digital scam. We're going to break this down step by step so you never become the next victim. Let's get right into the explainer.
So let's look at the timeline. It usually starts exactly like this. You've got a perfect resume, you're talking to what seems like a totally verified recruiter, and then, boom, a 7,000 rupee trap. How does a polished, completely professional-looking opportunity on LinkedIn turn into an investigative nightmare so fast?
Well, it all starts with Phase 1, the fake job trap.
Picture this. After graduating, the victim is out there hunting for jobs, right? And they stumble upon what looks like a completely legitimate Splunk administrator role on LinkedIn. The recruiter's profile? It looked flawless. We're talking professional posts, thousands of followers, active comments from other people in the industry. It was incredibly convincing. You'd really never second guess it.
Which brings us to Phase 2, building fake trust.
Now, to build that trust, the scammer did something really clever. They made sure the job opening was actually mirrored on the real company's official career page. So when the victim sent in their resume, the recruiter immediately praised it and swiftly declared them a perfect match. You know that feeling of immediate validation? It's actually a super potent psychological tool designed specifically to make you drop your guard.
But let's take a step back and contrast this with actual verified hiring practices. Think about legitimate recruitment at major tech companies, like Cisco, for example. Hiring takes time. It uses official corporate email domains, involves structured interviews that stretch over weeks, and they absolutely never skip those necessary steps just to give you a fast-tracked approval over a chat message.
And that leads us straight into Phase 3, the certification payment scam.
I want you to really think about this for a second. Why would a corporate recruiter ever ask you to buy a discount coupon?
Here's exactly how the trap springs. The scammer suddenly claims that a Splunk certification is mandatory for the job. The victim quickly checks online, sees it costs a whopping 10 to 15,000 rupees, and naturally starts to panic a bit. Capitalizing on that exact moment of stress, the recruiter casually swoops in and offers a fake discount coupon from a friend. But there's a catch. They demand a direct UPI cash transfer to secure it.
And honestly, this perfectly illustrates the deception. If you look at official Splunk exams, they are strictly booked and paid for through authorized portals like Pearson VUE. Literally never, ever are they paid for via some recruiter's personal UPI account. That's a massive red flag.
Now we hit Phase 4, the fraud discovery.
Eager for the interview and completely trusting the setup they'd been fed, the victim went ahead and transferred 7,000 rupees directly to the scammer.
And guess what happened? The second that money cleared, the scammer's behavior instantly flipped. The fast responses, they slowed down. Then they became irregular. And eventually, total silence. They completely stopped responding. That silence was the exact crushing moment the brutal truth set in. They'd been scammed.
So what do you do next? That's Phase 5, reporting the cybercrime.
The victim didn't just sit there. They immediately logged on to the National Cybercrime Portal at cybercrime.gov.in and actually went to their local police station to file a formal report. Now, unfortunately, the 7,000 rupees was lost in this particular case, but acting within what authorities call the golden hour is absolutely paramount. If you ever find yourself in this situation, immediately notifying your bank, as per RBI guidelines on unauthorized transactions, gives you the absolute best statistical chance of freezing those funds before they vanish into thin air.
Which brings us to our final takeaway, Phase 6, lessons and awareness.
Did you know that victims lose millions of dollars to online job scams every single year? It's wild. Scammers prey on your emotional investment and manufacture this intense artificial urgency. And it's not even just payment scams anymore. Some recent, highly sophisticated attacks involve fake Zoom links where recruiters tell candidates to turn off their VPNs. It sounds like a technical glitch, but it's actually a targeted tactic to bypass device security and steal your data right during a fake interview. So, here are the non-negotiable rules. First, absolutely never pay money upfront to recruiters for certificates, interviews, or jobs. Never. Second, remember that a polished profile photo and a massive follower count do not guarantee that a person is actually who they claim to be. Don't let your excitement override your verification. You must always independently verify the opportunity.
Take the extra 5 minutes to navigate directly to the company's verified website, check their official career page, and make sure all communication is coming from a legitimate corporate email domain, not a free email service, and definitely not some slightly altered web address that just looks close enough.
So, let me ask you, could you spot these digital red flags the next time a perfect opportunity lands in your inbox? You always have to verify before you trust. Stay safe, stay alert, and stay cyber aware. If breaking down this playbook prevents even one of you from becoming a victim, then this explainer did exactly what it was supposed to do. Thanks for joining me.